Hello, my friends. Executive Coach Ed DeCosta here with another episode of my Get Edified video blog. Today I'm going to talk about one of the biggest misconceptions in the area of personal development and success. The title is The Most Contagious Disease of All. Do you know what it is? It's not the measles, the mumps, the flu, polio. They're all diseases, of course. It's good old-fashioned attitude. Now, we don't often think of a positive attitude or an optimistic attitude as a disease, but we certainly can, and I believe we should think of a negative attitude, a pessimistic attitude, as a disease because it is contagious. It does spread. It spreads from person to person, literally all over the world. It spreads from coworker to coworker. It spreads from parent to child, from leader to follower. In every realm of human existence, when there are two or more people together, their attitudes are influencing each other. And it's something you ought to know. It's part of our human nature. There have been thousands of books written about it. Two of the most famous, one, As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen, written well over 100 years ago, 1903. As a man thinketh, so shall he become. It's based upon a verse from the book of Proverbs. If you haven't read the book, it's a quick read. I recommend it very, very highly. And then about 50 years later, Norman Vincent Peale wrote the famous book, The Power of Positive Thinking. Now, the title captures his main sentiment. And what was this man's main point? Is that positive thinkers drive positive results. Now, pessimists, they don't like this principle. They don't like this reality. By the way, pessimists don't call themselves pessimists. They call themselves what? They call themselves realists. The biggest criticism that I've heard leveled at optimism and positive thinking is actually a misinterpretation of what the point is. The critic will say, well, if I just sit around and think positively, you're telling me that positive things will happen in my life. And that's not the point. The point is not to only think positive. It's about acting. It's about doing and being positive and working hard. It's a combination of all these things. It's not about just sitting and doing nothing and being, a lazy person, but thinking positively while you're doing it. That's not the point at all. It's working hard. It's reaching your goals. It's efforting it to the extent of your ability, but keeping in mind that optimism and positivity will fuel you. It'll be the wind in your proverbial sails. Look on the bright side. You've heard that a million times. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? There's lots of jokes about that, but you get the point. It's both half full and half empty, but depending on how you look at it, reveals whether you are an optimistic person, a forward-leaning person, a progressive, active person, or if you're a defeatist, passive person that looks at the circumstances that you are around, that are surrounding you, as dictating your outcomes. Where the optimist says, in spite of the problems, in spite of the challenges, in spite of the problems that I'm facing, I can overcome them. I can beat them. I can persevere. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody who's just recently experienced it, and I know thousands of other people have done the same, probably you in your life or people in your family or your close friends, have overcome great adversity. How do they do it? They do it based largely upon their attitude. Of course, action is a big part of it as well. How do you create a positive attitude? There are many ways. You can find your own. I am a big fan of books, as you probably know. I love little coffee table, bathroom books like this one, The Pocket Book of Positives. And I just open it up to a random page. Life is either a daring adventure or it is nothing, by the famous author Helen Keller, who wrote can't remember what she wrote. I was going to say Little Women, but that was Louisa May Alcott. But Helen Keller was blind, but she was a very optimistic person nevertheless. So what can you do? What can you do? You can visit a nursing home, visit people in a hospital. Essentially, give to others. Give of your time, your talent, your treasure. there's a magic associated with servanthood that serves both the person who is served and the server. So if you choose to be a servant leader, someone who goes and gives to others, what you will find is that not only will you spread good cheer and optimism to others, but you will get a healthy dose of it yourself. And so that's it's not a secret. Many people know it. So I want to end this with a really fascinating story that I heard not too long ago about a little boy. And you know, sometimes the most pure truths come out of the mouths of babes. This is a little boy, very optimistic little boy, never met him, but I've now heard about him, and you're about to, who got a baseball bat and a ball for his birthday. This little boy went out in the backyard and told himself, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. Threw the ball up, took a mighty swing at it, missed it. Picked the ball up again, said, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. Picked the ball up, swung. He missed it even worse than the first time. One more time, he picked the ball up. He said, I'm the greatest hitter in the world. Tossed it up, took a big swing, came nowhere close to the ball. His father came out because he saw his little boy out there, and he says, what are you doing, son? Looks like you're struggling. Little boy looked up at his dad and said, no, Dad, I just figured out. I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. Now that, my friends, is a positive attitude. And wherever you are, you know I'm going to say it, make it a great day.